Hello, I'm Rick Steiner. Welcome to Luxe Life Discovered. Our guest today is Whitney McCullough, and Whitney comes from us from overseas, and we're going to just let Whitney begin and see if you can figure out where she's from. So good morning or good afternoon, Whitney.
It's actually good evening here, Rick.
Good evening. That's right, it is.
Yeah,
You're late.
good
Yeah.
evening. It's about 8 p.m. here, so it's
Right.
near my bedtime.
Oh no, listen to you. So where are you right now? Let everybody know.
Eh, Northern Ireland, so
Northern
that's
Ireland.
where I.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you're actually in the mortgage business, correct?
Yeah. I'm an office manager there for mortgage brokers in Dungannon in County Tyrone.
Okay.
So that's where I am.
And
Mm.
then, but your claim to fame, we'll say, is that our producer has referred you because you have a lot of accents and you're really big on TikTok. So how
Not
did
at all.
that evolve?
Originally that was a work page. So we had started an account for the office and things just got a bit crazy. So it was switched over, we took it away from the work. And I thought, well, sure, I think at the time there was 70 or 80,000 people on it. So I was like, well, sure, instead of deleting it, we may as well keep it going. So I just took it over on my own then, and here we are.
Oh, so it did
About
start
a
as a work
year later.
project.
Hmm.
It did start as a work project.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I didn't
yeah. It
realize
just started.
that. How interesting.
Yeah. The reason why it started was because, you would have got sort of local influencers and stuff would have been charging the boss a couple £100 for a video or £100 for this or £100 for that. And we were sitting and I says, we could do that so much better.
Right.
And
Well,
that's how it come about. So,
okay.
but it was great fun. It was absolute. I still wish we were doing it, but at the same time, things got a bit crazy. We were getting phone calls to the office from New York, and like the phones didn't quit, and it was just a bit too crazy, especially for everybody else in the office.
Right.
So,
Well, it means you did a very good job.
well, awkward fun. It was so much fun. Brilliant. So I stuck at it and I'm still here. So I just have a bit of crack. So I'm enjoying it. I do it for fun,
Right.
so that's it.
So
If it's not fun.
what opportunities have led to for you from this?
Yeah, well, I don't really do brand deals. I've done a couple of bits and pieces over time, but I don't like to do those. But the best bit is the experiences. So because of TikTok, I have got to go up in a plane. I've got to fly a plane, one of the small, like micro, like the wee tiny planes. I've been around a farm. I've been on the tractor. I'm actually going to Canada here in about 2 weeks' time,
Okay. Yeah.
and that's all through TikTok. So that's through Mary Brown's. It's a chicken company there that's fast food chain in Canada, branched out to Northern Ireland, and they're taking me over in 2 weeks' time. So
So
yeah,
were you
at the
surprised by that?
oh yeah. Never in a million years because I'm not the influencer type. I don't do that. I don't do things like that. For them to reach out to me and offer that, I couldn't believe it.
Well,
So I'm really looking forward to it.
I think you
I
could
hear
say
like
you didn't know you were the influencer type.
no, and I'm definitely not. 100% not. You just need to watch my videos. And you'll see that no, the hair sticks up every shape. Sometimes no makeup on, sometimes they do, and it's not very well done. It's just, I just go on it whatever way I am, so yeah,
Well,
but
people
it's,
probably like the rawness of that because rather than the totally perfect person all the time, you're real, you know?
probably, it's just as well because I don't know any other way to do it. If you could actually see how I have my phone propped up right now to speak to you, sitting on top of a makeup box and a jewelry box, and it's if I move too much, it's gonna cape.
Well, it's working well, so that's all that matters.
Well, it'll see us through.
So you recently came to the US and came to Florida. So
I
tell us
did.
all about the trip. Was it your first time to America?
Second time, I went to New York about 10, 12 years ago,
Okay.
but this was the first proper trip. New York, I think, was only 4 or 5 days. So this was our first proper trip to America. It was brilliant. but I'm still jet lagged. Now I only got home on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
Today is what? It was Friday night here.
Right.
And I'm still a bit jet lagged, but I'm getting there. But the trip was out of this world. Right, it was so good. Really enjoyed myself.
So what did you think about our beaches in Florida?
The white sand. I'd only ever seen anything like that on the TV.
Oh,
I've
really?
never actually in life, yeah. So I couldn't believe it. And then the Shell Island and stuff we went out to, it was absolutely amazing. Really, really top class. It was very, very good.
Well, good. We're glad to hear that. Yeah.
Any shells?
Did you get any shells while you were here?
No, I didn't. Now I've seen plenty, but I didn't steal any, if that's what you're asking. I didn't bring any home with me. But honestly, it was super. But when we were there, now there was of course the shark attacks that happened, and then
Right.
we'd went out to I didn't know where we were going, but we went back out to Shell Island, I think about a few days after that, and the sharks were in the water at the boat at knee height, so
Yeah, it was a crazy time here with all the sharks and stuff going around. And
yeah.
that's, I think there hasn't been really any shark attacks lately or anything that's,
It's so rare in the first place.
yeah, it's very rare. You just happen to be here at an odd time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was, I think, from what I read online, it was the first attacks of the year, so the first of 2024 in the Florida area. So, it just so happened that there were 3 at the same time when I happened to be there.
Oh,
On
great.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First death here in
Was,
big,
yeah, John said it was one of the first deaths here and
we're not deaths, but
or big attacks in like 19 years. So yeah. So you
Right.
went, yeah, I was gonna say we brought out our best for you, but that's not right.
So I was
It's
gonna
like, yeah.
say,
So,
but
yeah.
I really did pick the right time. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
what were you was that a pleasure trip that you came to the US on, or was
Yeah.
it okay? Yeah.
It was a girls' trip, so there was about 8 of us in total, but 3 flew from Northern Ireland. The rest of the girls are there. So, it was a long flight, a couple of connecting flights there to get to, but it was a girls' trip. And honestly, they were already talking their tax in the night again, but we're booked for next year.
Oh, really?
So
Back to Florida?
yes, they want to go back to Florida, but I would like to go and see somewhere else. I've ticked Florida, I've ticked Panama City Beach. I would like to try somewhere else, I think,
Yeah, you'll have to come to the 30A area. It's just like 30 miles west. You need to come stay in this area. But you can't come to the States and not come to our beautiful beaches. Now, come on.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Funny, the girls went to, I don't know if you're anywhere near Rosemary Beach.
Yeah, we're just like, what,
6 miles.
6 miles west of there. Yeah.
The girls went last Friday, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to sit in and catch up on.
Oh.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you should have gone to Rosemary Beach. It's just an area of its own. Yeah.
Yeah. They went, and I sat in and watched TV and went to bed at 10. I had enough alcohol and enough drinking and enough late lights, so I was like, I'm just gonna stay in and take it easy.
Yeah.
So I missed.
Where was your favorite spot? Schooners?
You took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say schooners.
Well,
Yeah. Spent probably an unhealthy amount of time in schooners. And it took me near the end of the 2 weeks to realize that, there was in schooners behind the bar, the way they always have like a brand of alcohol or something. It was Belfast. But and I had been in schooners for like 2 weeks.
Oh, really? And you just saw that?
Yeah. And it was literally only when I was sitting watching Rory play golf, the
Right.
TV screens at the bar, and he was like, hold on.
That's great.
Yeah, I've only just noticed this. Yeah, so schooners was great. I enjoyed schooners, and I went shooting. I got to do that. I got to do loads of bits and pieces, but schooners is great for food. And you've that lovely beach right out the back of it.
Right.
And it was close to where we were staying. So
okay. And then on Sunday afternoons they have a big volleyball game that goes on there on the beach. I don't know if you were there on Sunday, but yeah.
Yeah, we were.
Were you really?
And we were there on Sunday, and I was seeing there had been people every day we go down playing volleyball, but there was like lots of people, and then there was some guys in some funny shorts that you knew that obviously lost a bet, So they had like bright pink shorts on with different slogans and stuff on them. So I wondered what was going on. It seemed busier than normal, but yeah, there's people playing that there nearly every day.
Yeah, yeah. That's a
I
very
did.
active end of the beach. It's on the east end of Panama City Beach, and it's really a good area too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I didn't try it myself, mind you, but we sat and watched them for a while. They were very good.
yeah. You guys didn't get a team together to play yourself?
No, not at all.
Not at all. I like that. Not at all.
Probably one of the most athletic types. So we just sat and watched.
Well, great. So you didn't talk to any of the guys either, I'm sure.
No, there was only people just if we'd have been walking past, they maybe would have heard my accent and would have started talking. But not a whole lot of people. Everybody just was in their own wee groups and the music going and just relaxing, So yeah, but it was lovely. It was just so relaxing. It really scorching hot.
Oh yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
I don't think I am the lightest out of us all. Everybody else is really super tanned, but I was using 170, so I have a wee bit of tan, but not much. Give it a
Actually,
week.
now that you brought that up, I was watching your video at the airport, and it's right when you had made the comment with your shorts about I'm going to be the whitest person, and so
It's transparent. It's that white. I really, and I don't, and I'm too lazy to use false tan, and I don't use sunbeds because it just I don't like them. So it is what it is.
Lucky
You know.
you didn't get run over.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Lying on the
So
What was
What?
the biggest culture shock when you came over?
Good question. Yeah. The biggest culture shock. Yeah.
that
I
is
know.
a
I
good
did actually.
question.
Yeah.
Honestly, genuinely for me, because my experience wasn't the total American experience I'd been hoping for. In the sense of the girls that we were staying with, everybody spoke Russian apart from me, and I have a lot of Russian friends that live in America, but they all seem to stay in their own, kind of like Russian community. So to be honest, apart from going into shops and maybe down at the beach or in schooners, I didn't get to really that's experience the American culture as much as I would have hoped.
Right.
But I find everybody very similar. Everybody's very friendly.
Yeah.
Just especially down there was a lot of people from Alabama,
Oh yes.
and they were so friendly. So to be fair, we're friendly here. Despite what you hear on the news. So yeah, there wasn't really anything cultural. The car. I took a photograph of a car scene outside one of the stores. That surprised me that it was even on the road. And the portion sizes in Walmart for the actual food packaging really shocked me. But apart from that, everybody was lovely. The layover in Atlanta was interesting. Now that's a completely different kettle of fish in Atlanta.
What, at the airport there? Oh yeah, it's unreal. Yeah.
Well, that was my
Is-
car, Whitney.
Huh?
That was my car you took the photo of.
Well, here it's
So what
It's
kind of car
inside
was this?
the
It's broken.
Oh, broken. Okay. Yeah.
broke the ratchet strap to hold the bonnet down. I have honestly never seen anything like that. I thought it was road legal, but people have since told me that it's possibly not road legal.
Yeah.
It's they're taking their chances and driving it anyway.
Right. Oh, you see a little bit of everything here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with the people, we have so many tourists that come from the Southeast, like Kentucky, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, all of that area.
Yeah.
But such an international group that comes in too. So it really depends on what area of the beach you're in. But yeah, it's a very diverse group of people and cultures and all of that.
Yeah. Now I did ask. There was when we went over to Shetland Island, there was a guy there does sort of like the tours for people, and I said, "Do you get many people from Northern Ireland?" And he says, "No, funny enough, you're the first one I've ever spoke to. So, I didn't bump into anybody else from home, but plenty of others."
Not very many Irish in general here.
True.
No,
Because
none at all.
Airports are far away, so
So
Yeah, now in Atlanta airport, I overheard plenty of accents and stuff, so I knew there were home people, but up there, nobody. And that tour guide had never ever had anybody from here on his tour. So,
A lot of firsts for you then.
yeah. Yeah.
But I'm glad you enjoyed it and you're wanting to come back. That's good.
Oh, 100%.
If you
100%. I'll
think
get Canada sorted first and get saving again and hopefully get over next year again.
right. Well, if you think the airport in Atlanta was interesting, if you ever
Yeah.
have a layover in Miami, you'll be totally blown away. Of
Really?
course, Atlanta's busy and big, so yeah, but Miami's almost like being in another country than the U.S. It's very, very
there's-
diverse.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of Florida.
yeah.
It was what?
There's a lot of Florida, even Tampa, and just if you
Yeah,
go-
I looked at that
you
because
went-
we talked about Miami. Before we'd left, we talked about going to Miami, we'd go here and go there. But it was only when we got there we realised, well, hold on a wee minute, that's at least a 5 hour, like that's a long
Yes, like
drive.
another trip. Yeah.
You know, it's not, it's like even when you'd mentioned this podcast, and I was like, yeah, I'll be in Panama City. Sure, it's only around the corner, surely. And
Right.
we Google mapped it and it was like an hour and a half away from where we were staying. So like I still can't get the concept of how big the country is compared to here. Like, you know yourself, you know, from how long as the crow flies would it take you to go across the whole of Northern Ireland? Half an hour?
That's what John was saying. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Because, yeah, we are very spread. But here, traffic is so bad because, like, you can go 18 miles, which normally would take 20 minutes or so. And I put in my GPS one day where I was going, and it said 1 hour and 45 minutes. I'm thinking, that can't be right. But it depends on what time of the season you're here and traffic, and it can be crazy. So, yeah, even though it's a short distance in some cases, it takes a long time. But, yeah, when you're here and want to go to Tampa, what is that, like 6 or 7 hours? Yeah.
It's 6.
And then if you go to Miami, it's a whole new trip in itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
About 9 to Miami.
The girl that lives there, she was saying anytime she goes to Miami, she just flies.
Yeah.
It's easier to fly than drive.
Sometimes, yes.
It's hard to get flights. Atlanta or Charlotte.
Atlanta, I have never seen like a train in
Oh, yeah.
airport.
Oh, really?
That-
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I mean, there's no health and safety. I don't know, like if that wouldn't wash at home, like you wouldn't get away with that train at home. You know, just my mind was blown. I couldn't believe it. Just mind blown.
Who was driving it? Who was driving the train?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
But I mean, you get in that and it closes the doors and there's a couple of bars to hold on to, but that's it. And the thing just goes zoop.
right.
And everybody's sitting away to the side. Like it was that when we stepped in, everybody near fell. It was until we got used to it. Of course, you get used to it, but it was completely.
Yeah, it is a jolt when you first get in if you're not used to it. Yeah.
But by the time we were going home, we were pros, of course. We were in, steadied the feet, and it took off, and we were absolutely fine. You know.
Well, you have to be quick because those doors close. They don't wait on you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then it's just that.
Well, you've got a schedule to meet. You can't, you can't waste time.
Well, that's great. On an airport of that size, definitely. But it was something I had never seen before. So it was good. It thoroughly, as I said, thoroughly enjoyed it. And then for Canada in just over I think it's just over 2 weeks time. So going to Newfoundland there. So
Are you going to promote the chickens? What's going on there?
Yeah, with your
no, they're literally just bringing me over and showing me Newfoundland. You know, so I think I'm flying into St. John's. So they're going to take me around the place. I want to go down and see the fishing boats and stuff. And apparently there's Titanic exhibitions there because the Titanic sunk like 400 miles off Newfoundland. So they have a whole load of stuff there as well. So they're just literally going to take me about to do it. Now I thought maybe I would have to do something in exchange, but they're like, no, we're just doing this for a trip for you. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
So you're not doing a promotion for them in Ireland for their new place or anything? Interesting.
No, how that happened was they opened their first ever branch outside of Canada, which happened to be in Lisburn, Northern Ireland. It was just 20 minutes from my house. And I'd got an invite to go, but it was through a company that was sort of setting up. They were having like a party, an opening party the day before it officially opened. And I had planned to go down anyway because I wanted to try it, and this invite come through, and I thought, you know what, I'll go. And I went, and that's when I got started talking to people there that works for the company. And I'd done a video on it, and it turns out then people from Newfoundland were like, you know, writing comments. And I was like, hold on, we talk the same. So then I got talking to some of the people, you know, that was commenting and following and got chatting. And there's some people that their family originally come from Ireland and went over there. There's a lot of like Ireland and Northern Ireland influence. People come from Northern Ireland and Scotland and moved over there. So I don't know if you've ever heard the accents, but it's crazy similar. And a lot of people never ever lost like the Irish accent.
And
So that's how it went. And it just sort of snowballed. And Mary Brown's like, you know what, we're going to bring you over. I said, right, okay.
We'll do some comparison videos then. You'll find somebody that talks Belfast to you.
Hmm?
You'll find somebody that talks Belfast to you in Newfoundland.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
can do a
Oh, big time.
You can do a comparison then.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen videos, and there's a guy actually from Newfoundland. He comes over here to work actually. And his accent's brilliant. And it's just crazy, just the amount of people that have. And as I say, it's a mix of Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland. So, and a lot of the slang words that we use here is the same as there. So it'll be home from home, and they drink Tetley tea. So I'll not have to smuggle any punjana with me on this trip. They'll have the tea bag ready to go. So
You've got
I
boxes
can't.
of berries in the house for you.
I know. So yeah, so it's going to be home from home, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, so you knew what is Lurgan Spade?
Oh, a Lurgan spade. Face on you like a Lurgan spade. You told him that one, didn't you?
He said, yes, he did.
Yeah. So if somebody's sitting like sour faced, you know, or they'll say you have a face on you like a Lurgan spade. But I will not have no bad talk about Lurgan. Thank you very much.
Well, it's the most bombed golf course in the world, a golf club. I used to play a lot there.
Yeah.
When I was
Funny,
younger, I played a lot of the golf tournament, you know, inter-club tournaments, and
Yeah,
one time we
yeah.
showed up and they'd literally bombed it that night, and we still played anyway with no clubhouse.
Yeah, there was bombs went off. My granny lived in Lurgan, you see, so of course you stay at your granny's house sometimes, and we had lived in Lurgan for a period of time, and a bomb had went off up the town, you know, that completely destroyed the town, and of course I slept through it, you know, but I was only a kid, so I was only small. But it's crazy, we were talking about that at home in Lurgan town actually. Do you remember? Oh, you wouldn't have been near Lurgan, would you?
I've spent some time there with friends, you know.
Do you ever remember the yellow barriers in the middle of the town at 6 p.m.?
Yeah,
I think it was 6 p.m. Used to be during the Troubles, and even like I was born in 87, so it was the 90s, and these things at 6 o'clock the town was closed off, so you couldn't drive up through it
right.
because it had been bombed. You know, it's nuts.
Luckily, better now.
Okay,
Yeah, big time.
another word for you, gulpin. Is it how you say it? Gulp.
Speak up, man.
Yeah, gulpin. Gulpin.
Oh, gulping.
Yeah,
That's to take a drink.
that's what.
No,
Yeah,
it's
you take a
not.
gulp.
You never use
Yeah.
it as a derogatory term for a person.
Oh, great.
Gulping.
Yeah, you big gulping you.
No,
Oh well, that's a
a
new
gulp.
one then.
It is. That's one. That's not even a real one. That's one you've made up yourself.
I don't think so.
That
He's
he's called your leg, Rick. Don't you listen to him? He's making these up.
he's leading me astray.
You're gonna have
Yeah.
to do something.
He is. He is. He's leading you astray. He's leading you up the garden path.
The next time you're in Belfast, you can do some research on gulp.
Gulpin.
I will. I will apologise if
Yeah, you'll have to
if
do a
I'm wrong.
video.
But
When?
You'll have to do it.
Apologize when?
Yeah. You'll have to do an apology video to Paul, I mean, for disputing his validity of
Sorry.
the word. No.
So it's a gulping.
You big gulping you.
A gulping.
You big gulping you.
I mean, I'm not calling you that. I'm just
No,
saying.
yeah. Well, I'm getting in trouble now.
Maybe they just called me that.
I've never heard that.
Oh, there you go. See?
There's maybe just one invented for you. Aye.
See,
Then
that's
think
what I
another
have to
one
deal
begins
with.
to
I,
give, and
I
it's
believe
probably
what
not
he
allowed to say
says,
that on here.
and yeah.
If the shoe fits.
Have you
I'm
heard
gonna
that?
Google.
Have you heard that expression? If the shoe fits.
It's absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Is
all
that
right.
not universal?
She does speak English.
She
you
does.
know.
Well, I know, but that's, you didn't know gulping. Come on.
God, when we get off this, I googling that.
That's right. Well,
I don't believe.
you'll have to do a video whether you confirm that or deny it.
I'll
Yeah.
have to. I'll have to. Yeah,
Not like
So, do you like the TikTok?
love it.
Obviously, I was gonna
Love
say, yeah.
The crack's great, and that's like because of it, I've met and chatted to people all over the world,
Right.
so and if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't have met half the people,
Yeah.
so again, and the experiences, so going to the farm and getting up on the plane and doing bits and pieces like that, that's all because of TikTok, it's invaluable that way,
your haters.
Oh, listen, I have a million and one of those.
When you get haters.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a million and one of them, so there is, and you need to be thick-skinned. I couldn't care what to say about me, and I'm sure you'd think they would know that with the way that, I'm sure they see how I go on to that, the hair sticking up and all, why they think I care. They, why I would care about what they think, But yeah, they say you're not doing anything right unless you've got haters, so I must be
Sure.
doing something right. Plenty of them.
And those haters are actually gulping.
Well, it must be.
Right.
Yeah.
It must be. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. This has been a blast. So I enjoyed it very much. So we're going to put your TikTok and Instagram up, and so people can watch your Instagram and your TikTok as well, and keep up with you. And we look forward to seeing what adventures are next. First, we want to see your reaction to gulping, what you find out.
I'll let you see it, but I'm away to get into my jammies, but it's a full-on apology. Gulping isn't, you aren't taking the piss, it is actually a slang word here in Northern Ireland, and it means a vulgar, uneducated person. So there's another slang word for you. And if I can't get...
All right, well, Whitney, thank you so much for being with us today. We had a blast. It was fun.
Yeah, listen, thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. And we look forward, next time you come to America, we have to make sure our paths cross.
Yes, definitely. We'll maybe hire a car next time, and you'll see me.
Okay, great.
Stick around for off air.
All right, and stick around when we go off the air, so we'll talk a little bit more. But that concludes our episode of Luxe Life Discovered, so thanks so much for joining us today.
Check out Luxe Life Discovered on Facebook and Instagram, and on 30a.tv. See you next time on Luxe Life Discovered.